Hello and welcome to More Time in the Kitchen. So guys, it's November now, and if you haven't started already, you need to get working on that winter body. Now, what better way to get that Father Christmas bod that you've been craving than a big chocolate fondue? So I would say that we've got the perfect product here, but if you watched my last video, then you'll know that had a bit of an accident. Okay, giving it one last go. No! So you can watch that video and see the full extent of the carnage. I will put a link to that at the end and also in the description if you want to watch that unfold. But you can see the result here. You can see there's a big hole in the teapot there. But I've not let that deter me. I'm still going to go ahead with this mukbang video. I'll probably just stick a bowl under there to make sure that the chocolate doesn't leak everywhere like it did last time. So for those of you who have no idea what a mukbang is, firstly, have you not been on YouTube for the last 2 years? Also, it's not something dodgy that goes on in the bathroom of a McDonald's. It's perfectly safe for work. Basically, it's where somebody eats and vlogs at the same time. And the reason it's got a kind of a weird name is that it comes from Korea and is the combination of two words, one for eating and one for vlogging. So it's like eat vlog, or you know, something like that. That would kind of be the translation there. But it's become pretty popular on YouTube, and if it sounds a little bit odd to you, because it did to me at first, I'll explain it by basically saying, you know that way that vlogging is kind of like having a chat with a friend, except you're not doing any of the chatting? Well, mukbang is like having a meal with your friend, except you're not eating the stuff and you're also not talking. But it's more fun than it sounds. It's quite relaxing to watch as well, and it's also nice on those times where you're maybe eating alone, is because it feels like you've got a bit of company. That's the reason that I enjoy watching mukbangs. There's also a bit of sort of living vicariously through someone else, you know, like seeing somebody eat all this amazing food, but it does have a tendency to make you a bit peckish. Speaking of peckish, I'm getting quite hungry, so I'm going to crack on with this video. But before I get going, I'll just say that I'm not going to show you how I make it up in this video. That'll be in the previous video, the general review video. And also there's more to it than just the fondue in that video. You can also make hot chocolate out of it, and of course just eat the chocolate at the end. So you can head over there, as I say, links at the end and in the description. So I'll just cut to it being ready to go. So that's fondue made up now. Predictably, it has spilled out of the hole a bit, unfortunately, but yeah, we were expecting that. There's not much in there, so I'll add some more water and give it more of a stir as I go along. So I'll show you what I've got to dip in. I've got some strawberries, I've got some grapes. Was gonna get some orange segments, but I forgot. And on this plate, I've got some marshmallows. I've got some white chocolate fingers, which go amazingly with a chocolate fondue. I've also got some amaretti biscuits, and they're a bit of a weird choice to go with a chocolate fondue, I know, but I tried them with a chocolate fondue that I had in this little chocolate shop in Beverly, and they were really nice. So yeah, if you haven't tried amaretti biscuits before, they're little dry Italian biscuits. They kind of taste a little bit like amaretto, but obviously not alcoholic. We'll now try marshmallow. Just the one, please. Oh, look at that. That's way better, isn't it? That's a proper coating of chocolate. I'm gonna get it fully dunked. There we go. Mmm. Mmm. That was nice. is quite a rich chocolate, like a really dark chocolate as well, which is what I prefer. I prefer chocolate that's not as sweet, chocolate that's a bit darker. So if you're into dark chocolate, then this is one for you. Let's go for a chocolate finger next. May as well try everything. That's a bit more difficult to dip. I'll dip it in the stuff at the bottom. Chocolate on my fingers now. There's a problem with using the chocolate fingers is you will get chocolate in your fingers as well as your fingers. Surprisingly easy to skewer the amaretto biscuits off. It's not going to work, is it? Let's dip it in the bottom stuff. Not to let it drip all over the white table. It's so good. Okay, so I best get on to the vlogging part of the mukbang. So I was hoping that something would happen before I did this, so that I'd have some tea to spill with the chocolate teapot. But not much interesting has happened. I've had some drama in my life over the last few weeks, but it's been family drama and work drama, so I can't discuss that over YouTube. So, I'll just put that on and taking it right back off. So, one thing that I figured I could talk about, something that I was reminded of when I was actually ordering the teapot, was some old tea. Some tea that has been sat out a while, but it's okay. We'll just stick it in the microwave and heat it up and it'll be okay. Okay, so the little drama that I was reminded of when I was ordering this was some issues that I had when trying to get stuff delivered to where I live. So, anyone who has ever lived in a block of flats, especially ones that have like a locked entrance, to have like a gate for the entrance, they're not just on the street, will know the problems you have with trying to get stuff delivered. Flats, for anyone outside the UK, is what we call apartments, if anyone's confused. So when I was ordering the teapot, I saw that the company that I ordered it from, Firebox, 2 of the 3 delivery options were for this company called My Hermes, or Hermes UK Delivery. And oh God. So like Hermes, the messenger of the gods. Yeah, that's the name that they've gone for. Absolute cheek giving it that name. Because they've got to be the worst delivery company I've ever come across. They're so bad. And if you look them up on Google, you get all this stuff like, my Hermes is the worst, my parcel wasn't delivered, XYZ. Like, there's just so many complaints online. And I've spoken to people about it as well, and they've said all the problems that they've had with them. So it's not just me, and it's not just the fact that I live in a block of flats that's locked behind a gate. And when I say it's locked behind a gate, you can still use a buzzer system to get somebody's attention if they're there. But obviously it makes it more difficult if, you know, somebody's not in, because then you can't necessarily get in to hand in a missed delivery slip. But funnily enough, most delivery companies do manage to do that, even if they don't manage to actually deliver the thing, which is my point of contention really. Like, if you can get past the gate, you can take the 10 extra steps that it takes to get to, you know, the outside door of my flat. So yeah. So the first time that I encountered My Hermes was I'd ordered some stuff from, it's this company that sells Korean skincare products and like Asian fashion and stuff like that, because I use Korean skincare products. So this stuff, you know, being from Asia, comes from ages away. So the delivery time is really long. So it's something like a month, because they have to wait for their stuff to come in from other countries sometimes, and then they send it to you, which is all explained. So that's fair enough. And I think the shipment place is in Hong Kong or China. So it's basically the opposite side of the world. So you know it's going to take a long time. But generally it takes 2 weeks for them to get stuff in, or 1 week for them to get stuff in, and then another 2 weeks for it to get here. So it's a long time, but it's expected. And last year they changed their delivery company to My Hermes. They've now changed it back, and I'm guessing that's probably because they probably had a lot of complaints. So what happened? So they deliver, they try to deliver 3 times in a row, which is standard. And it came on Wednesday when I wasn't in, left one of these slips. And I knew that they'd come again on Thursday. So all of Thursday, stayed in my flat, didn't move. Well, I moved. I didn't move out of the flat. And it got to the evening and I hadn't heard anything. And I went out to my letterbox and there was a missed delivery slip in it. So it wasn't that they couldn't come through the gate, because these post boxes are inside the gate. So they bothered to come inside, write out this delivery note, and then go away. When, like I say, 10 extra paces, they'd have been at my door and they could have given me the box. So I don't know, it just baffles me. Like, if you got that far, why not deliver the bloody package? So then I left a note on my post box for Friday saying could they try and leave it with a neighbour, because I knew after 3 days they'd send it back, you know, all the way back to the warehouse in Hong Kong or China. And of course they didn't. And they didn't even leave a delivery slip that time. So I went on to they've got like this live chat thing for like their customer service thing as a live chat. So I used that and they were completely unhelpful. Just entirely unhelpful. They didn't do anything. And I basically said, like, you know, can you try again? Can you stop it being sent back? And they said no, because they would have to be asked by the company not to give it back, but then they weren't going to wait long enough for that to happen. Because I emailed the company and their wait time for a reply was like 2 days, and they were going to send it back within like less than 24 hours. So it got sent back. Yeah. And then, you know, I went through the sort of procedure, got it reordered, and they said they'd send it again without charging me for the delivery cost, which is fair enough. And they gave me some discount vouchers as well, which was nice. So that time I got it delivered to my boyfriend's mum address, and it got delivered, so that was okay. But it took 3 months for me to get that, because that delivery driver couldn't be bothered to do his job, basically. And I just can't understand why someone would be that lazy. You know, how someone would be so undetermined to do their job. But I don't know. I do know that there's a lot of pressure on delivery drivers. They have like ridiculous workloads. I have heard that. So I can sympathise in that respect. So I can see why, if you had a lock gate and you didn't know the code, why you might just walk away. But surely, rather than writing out a missed delivery slip, it's easier to just give somebody the parcel, right? So I don't know why they didn't just ring the buzzer and give me my parcel. Yum. It's time to fill it up again, so I'll boil the kettle again. And I just got it down here. Okay, so another drama that I had. I love how good these are for like helping you articulate. I mean, yeah, so that's actually not it's actually not the worst experience that I've had with a delivery before. The worst issue that I've had with a delivery actually came from Amazon. And I don't want to slight Amazon, because generally the delivery service is really good. Mainly because they will deliver till like ridiculous times at night, so you tend to be in at the time that, or I tend to be in at the time that they deliver to this area. I don't know if they specifically decide to deliver to this area because it's, you know, a block of flats after hours to make sure that people will be in, or what the deal is there. Maybe it's just the time that they tend to arrive in this area. But they tend to come at like 7 o'clock at night, and that can be on a Saturday or a Sunday as well. But the problem I had was with an Amazon delivery, and I'd ordered a pair of 8-kilogram kettlebells. So granted, not the easiest thing to deliver, but also I wasn't gonna go to a shop and carry 16 kilograms back home with me. So that's why I wanted them delivered to my address. I'm just checking I've not spilled on myself. I'm not. But what ensued was just ridiculous, right? So the first time that the delivery is attempted is on Friday when I'm working, and the delivery driver texts me, which is nice, you know, kind of going out of his way, so it would seem. And he says that he's delivering today, can somebody be in? And I say, no, I'm working. And he says that he'll send it back and get it delivered by Royal Mail, you know, like on the following week. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, like, no problem, it'll get delivered by Royal Mail. But that's not what happened, as you could have guessed. What did happen was that it got returned to the seller. Didn't get sent to me by anyone. And I suppose maybe I should have thought about the fact that it would be odd for it to get sent by one company and then delivered by another company. So anyway, I put in a complaint, because obviously I didn't want to pay for postage and packaging again because I'd already paid for that. And they said that they'd send it out again and refund me. Will refund me the cost of the postage and packaging, but not the actual items, which was fine. But what happened was that they, I think, made an attempt at some point to deliver, or so they said they did, and it got returned to the seller again. I think they made one attempt, and they are supposed to try 3 times. And the person dealing with the complaint in the email confirmed that they should have tried 3 times. So the delivery driver wasn't doing their job, basically. So this nonsense went on for ages. I'll check my phone to see how long it went on for. I'll have to scroll back because this happened last year. Here we go, right. Okay, so that first text when they were saying that they could get Royal Mail to deliver, that was on the 15th of September. And then the texts later, and this is where things get ridiculous, was the 6th of October. So it had been that long that I had been trying to get this sorted, and it still wasn't sorted at that time. It continued to go on. So Let's see if this one goes. I think I'm gonna lose this one. I might just, I'll dip it in the soup. So, this is what happened on the 6th. So, I said that this has been going on for a while, and the poor sods dealing with the complaints were obviously probably getting a bit sick of the nonsense as well. And they'd offered me a free next day delivery, so that I'd definitely be in to get it. And of course it didn't come on the day that it should have, when I was getting next day delivery. I actually don't think it was next day delivery, I think it was like a choose a day thing. So it's not as if I'd left it too late as well. It just hadn't come on the day that it was supposed to. And then I get a text on the Friday again. So it's a Friday. And this was a recurring theme. Every time that they said that they attempted the delivery, it was on a Friday. So I was working on the Friday. Sends me a text saying that he's going to be delivering the weights in the afternoon. And please ensure that I'm home. Obviously, I'm not going to be home. So I asked him what time in the afternoon. I'll be back from work around 5:30. I'll put these texts in so that you can see them, see the evidence or whatever. And he says that he doesn't deliver after 5, which I think is a load of rubbish, because like I've said, they do deliver outside of normal hours, but whatever. Then at this point I'm a bit like annoyed, obviously, because this has been going on for so long. And I say, I'm kind of short with them, you know. I say, I can't be in, I'm working. If you delivered them the last 2 Thursdays when I've been in, then you wouldn't have to still deliver them. Please deliver them tomorrow. And he just says no. I've said I've had to order them 4 times, and I'll keep ordering them until I get them. Because I was determined to get these kettlebells. He said he's attempted to deliver them over 9 times. And that they give 3 attempts before returning back to sender. Now, as we've discussed, he's not attempted 3 times each time that I've ordered it. So, yeah, they're the same items, but it's 4 different orders. It's not the same order. So 9 times is not enough, is it? There should be 12 attempted deliveries if I've ordered them 4 times. And then he says, I've gone out of my way off my own phone because I can't get through the main gates. I won't ring or text, I'll try the intercom. I won't be leaving a calling card. I'll make this one final attempt, and it will be the 10th attempt, which again is not enough because I've ordered them 4 times. And it would be the first attempt, you know, for this one I've ordered. So he should be trying again on the Saturday and the Sunday when I was going to be in. So then I say, you've just sent them back without ringing the doorbell when I've been in. So yeah, that was another thing that happened. There was days that I was in and it said that a delivery had been attempted and there hadn't been. So he said, so I say, please deliver them tomorrow. I'll have my parcel, you'll be rid of the parcel, the retailer will have their money, and everyone will be happy. Just trying to be reasonable. And I tell them the code for the gate. I'll attempt today. I say I won't be in. This is my last text. I ran out of texts. Who runs out of text nowadays? Right, so at this point I start pleading with the guy because I was like, I'm not going to be rude. Because if I'm rude, then, you know, he can call me out on it. Plus, if I try and use these texts as backup and I'm, you know, being unreasonable or threatening him or, you know, swearing at the guy, then that looks bad on me. So, really had to keep things together when I was texting him. So I said, please come tomorrow. I've waited all the last 3 Thursdays. So yeah, I've been sat waiting indoors the entire day for the last 3 Thursdays. I just want my parcels. Please don't be stubborn for the sake of it. Because I feel like he's just been stubborn. Like, he keeps delivering on a Friday. I don't know why. Maybe there's a reason for it. One thing I thought of was like maybe they're too heavy for him and he doesn't want to admit that he can't get them out the van. In which case, like, either me or a boyfriend would have happily gone out and got them out the van. Like, it wouldn't have been an issue. But yeah, the guy's not saying what the issue is. He's just being stubborn and stupid and irritating. And he's obviously showing that he is aware of the intercom system, so it's not like he didn't realise it was there. And yeah, I had the point that if he has to attempt 3 times, then he has to try again tomorrow because it's a new order. So yeah, that was that. And I just think it's like, that's crazy, isn't it? I don't know why he's so belligerently not wanting to do his job. To the fact that he'll, you know, if he's got time to argue with me over text, he's got time to deliver a bloody parcel, doesn't he? But it was just, yeah, just nuts. I did eventually get the kettlebells. I think it was probably 2 weeks after that, when my boyfriend just happened to have a Friday off. So he was in and the guy delivered them. And I said, I was like, did he say anything? Did you say anything? He says, no, he just handed them over. Just bizarre, isn't it? I know they're, like I say, I know they would have been a pain to deliver, but surely it's easier just to take them 2 times in a row. Like I said, I was going to be in on the Saturday. Why didn't he just try and deliver them 1 more time? Just nuts. Why would you be so determined not to do your job? You get some mad ones out there, don't you? So that's the worst experiences that I've had with delivery drivers. I wondered if anyone watching has got any worse examples or similar examples. I know there's lots of examples out there. Because you see footage of it all the time, don't you? You know, people lobbing stuff over fences, hearing people saying that, you know, they've just not bothered to deliver stuff. And like I say, I'm sure it's quite a challenging job at times trying to make all those deliveries in a set amount of time. I've heard stories about delivery drivers having to like pee in bottles and all this sort of stuff to try and make the delivery times. And like I say, there's guys that are obviously working till like 7 p.m. For Amazon. Don't know what time they would have started in the morning, but I imagine it can be quite a long shift. And the pay's not got to be good, does it? It's got to be quite bad. But still, it doesn't excuse a lot of the behaviour, does it? So this stuff that they're delivering, it could be very expensive, it could be very precious, like they don't know what's in there. And then they're just showing like total disregard for people's stuff, and even just for people's time. Like, that guy was massively wasting my time. The amount of time I spent just trying to get a pair of kettlebells, you know, to try and better myself, to try and get more fit. And he was making it so bloody difficult. So, yeah. So have you got any worse examples, any similar examples? Have you got any delivery nightmare stories? Whew, so I think I've had my fill of complaining, and I've certainly had my fill of chocolate. I'm stuffed and I can feel a sugar headache coming on. So yeah, I think I've had enough, and you've probably had enough of me whinging. But I don't know, hopefully you've enjoyed that. I've certainly enjoyed it. Good bit of therapy, just stuffing my face with chocolate and having a good old whinge. So I'd certainly be up for another mukbang in the future. If you'd like to see that as well, then you know the drill. Give us a like, give us a comment, and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. But yeah, I suppose it probably won't be a regular thing, but I'd certainly be keen to do more mukbangs in the future. Maybe a cheese fondue. Yeah, I could maybe do like a recipe video followed by a mukbang. Yeah, it's been fairly enjoyable. It's probably more enjoyable than the recipe videos because they take quite a lot of prep and thinking, etc. So yeah, it's been a nice break. Anyway, until such a time as I do another mukbang, or well, I mean hopefully they'll come back for other videos, but till then, cheery bye! Okay, so I better get on to the portion. God, that fly's really irritating me. Go away. Oh, I actually got it.